feel like this Axe is just put into a role that I don't know what he's supposed to really do. So I'm looking forward to hopefully being impressed by Melojul, but VP, they've got a comfortable draft. They've got a way to buff up a carry Abaddon, and they've got Quaswex Invoker versus Medusa. It's devastating almost the entire game. Sure, Snake is going to always be effective if he ever connects it against this Invoker, but I mean, the EMP is going to be extremely strong at all stages. All 5 of these heroes actually get owned pretty hard from that EMP.
I'm very, very concerned with the fact that you just have this timing as well, you know. The way that VP plays is very, very fast, and especially with this particular kind of a lineup. This is a lineup that can skirmish constantly, and it is not going to give them the breathing room. It's not going to allow Nefrit the time to, you know, get all these items that are so incredibly necessary. And yes, you know, you do have, you know, Melojul who's going to probably go for, you know, we talked about the Shard build with the Manta, but it's going to take him a while to get there too.
He's got to get there. That's kind of the thing that I was looking at, and we got to be honest. It's VP. They have very comfortable heroes. They've done this before. They've done the Abaddon before. EXTREMUM. It's all in on Medusa. That's really just hoping for the best that this Medusa can carry him, and it's not looking the easiest. Arrow will connect onto DM, but they can't even claim the room. They will be able to at least get one.
But G, he snuck around. He's like, all right, they're going to be all there. So
yeah,
doesn't matter though because it is a 2-2 split here for both of these teams, and Sasha is just gonna, you know, dance around a little bit following Nightfall. Can't do a whole heck of a lot here just yet.
Do get themselves a nice D ward, and let's see if they're just gonna go for. Okay, I thought maybe they just go for like an immediate first blood on bottom with just a sleep into an arrow or something just to secure lane for Nefrit, but not gonna be the case. And Miranda wants to lane versus the Enchantress, wants to get these blocks going on the hard camp. All right, yeah, I'm gonna watch mid. I really don't think this is gonna be even a fun lane. I think this is a pretty awful lane for Axe. You just get poked. Invoker never gets pressured at all, and thing about Invoker in early laning phase, especially when you're Quaswex, you have to take advantage of a weak laning phase. Axe doesn't take advantage of it whatsoever. You don't care about getting battle hungered. You're never gonna get hit by any of the spins unless you make some huge mistake, as GPK pretty much never does. So free lane for GPK to just run rampant, and he's versus a Medusa in the later stages where EMP is just going to be amazing.
It also just feels a little bit odd, right? Because you have this Axe, and usually, you know, after a certain point, you want to see Axe try to do like some wave cutting and things like that, some creep manipulation. And now that we do have these extra paths and whatnot, you can make those things happen in the mid lane, but it feels very unlikely he's going to. So the value of this Axe, again, I'm struggling to find. I guess, you know, once he gets those items, he can, like they said, you know, blow up a Doom, right? But again, it's how does he get to that point? Because you can't have him farming. He's got to be super active early on. And it just feels like VP, they have so many ways of just, you know, counter-initiating.
Yep. And it's always going to be the form of, like, even if Melojul gets like Vanguard and Blink Dagger, there's a Quaswex Invoker. So he Tornado combos right on top of the Axe initiation most of the times. That's like always the counter versus Axe, either Yules or Invoker, Tornado, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going to be mostly just watching mid lane because I really think that this is just, you're playing into an Invoker's hands. And yeah, I mean, it's a mid-axe, something you don't see very often for a reason.
Is this something where you're just seeing, you know, how does Melojul try to compensate for the fact that he is at a very large lane disadvantage here?
Yeah, I just want to see if he does anything clever, like stacking some camps, like trying to cut and pull the enemy wave into the small camp and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like you just get poked, like GPK. You just literally keep hitting him, and then you're at risk of dying from high magic damages. Melojul.
That EMP is going to make him very sad, and he's sitting very low, 40-something hit points. Is forced to use that very far so he can approach the lane, and I'm not sure you want to go back in on this. And look at this. There's the Tornado from GPK, and not quite enough damage when you do have that extra armor from Cole, but he's
forced. Oh, he's forced. Okay, he does have his bottle, thank God. Whew. Does have that one picked up at GPK, uses his most of his mana pool, and will be able to claim Water Rune. Nice efficiency, too. Drops his Null and his Circlet while he picks it up. Extra little bit of increase.
Always nice to see these little plays. I would love to see some creep manipulation actually in that middle lane because it is something that is just started to, you know, become a little bit more popular as people are figuring out the pathing and whatnot. But the poke is definitely a huge problem.
Yeah, just keep getting poked. I think we've seen all, at least for me, I think I've seen all I need to see in the mid lane as Invoker winning the lane in the first 3 levels is usually a pretty big tell that he's going to continue to do very well in that matchup, even though these Water Runes are annoying for Quaswex. I'm going to start looking at these other ones because I always want to see what carry Abaddons do. He is into a decently strong lane of the Legion Commander.
It's a silence off there, the Curse of Avernus. Yeah, but I mean, this is something that we see frequently in South America. Ector are kind of making this very, very popular.
Yeah.
Generally, we see something like, you know, maybe we see an early Belt of Strength or something, depending on how he wants to kind of play around with it, but it's usually a Radiance into Manta, and then just going from there. It looks a bit similar going out here for Nightfall. I'm not sure if he's going to be exactly the same, but Seems like that's the plan.
Yeah, he's going to follow the same route. It's also a very valuable Halberd game, so we'll see that later on, too, because he is playing versus Medusa. So I think, yeah, Phase, maybe Gloves of Haste casual. He's queuing that up. Gloves of Haste are very value. Just the item themselves. And, yeah, Radiance, Halberd. Looks pretty straightforward there for Nightfall, at least with his item choices. Shoshlo is starting to get forced out of lane a little bit here.
Yeah, I'm concerned too. Going in for, I mean, you've got these heroes, right? They want to get the jump in. They want to be able to, initiate and start snowballing. You've got Meloju, of course, on the Axe. You've got, Sashlo over there on the Legion Commander. But they have so many ways of interrupting or following up with just some sort of counter initiation play. I'm not sure how they make things happen. Mid lane? This is looking possibly like a dead Meloju. He's going to try to go for the call. They have the EMP, another couple clicks, and boom. Down goes the Axe.
Ooh, right on the edge of it, right on the cusp. It does catch him. Very nicely done for GPK. Kind of as expected, putting that just constant harassment and just it's so much magic damage too, as now he's able to get both water runes very likely too. Does get the kill right after that 4-minute mark.
Sashlo's got to be careful here. He's been playing very, very low. And luckily, or rather, he knows the fact that the Enchantress is not there, but the damage that she can output is very, very problematic. Still be able to take down the Enchanted Creep, though. Nice play here from Chu. So trying to make the best here and trying to harass right back.
Yeah, they're doing okay. Shoshlo does he have any regen coming? He needs some type of extra regen, but he's actually not bringing any. So that's a little concerning for me for Shoshlo as well, as he's going to be low constantly topping. I mean, this is just constant harassment. GPK, he's already got his null finished up. He's almost got the urn coming out too. He does have the urn with his boots. And he's already up to a high level 6. He's going to have such fast early levels. It's going to open up the rotation so much to put pressure onto this greedy Medusa pick, who's already starting to suffer a bit in the laning phase just from the harassment. Is still getting good farm, but they're having to spend some good amount on regen down there.
Medusa, getting decent farm, but you have to keep in mind you've got other heroes on the side of VP that are going to come online faster. They're going to be able to put that pressure down. And look at the just watching Save being able to put out the amount of harass that he has, and then you've also got that Wild Wing giving you the aura. You've got the tornado to be really annoying, and Meloju, he's forced back all the way again. Good arrow though coming in top here. Chu should be able to find themselves a kill. They need a little bit more damage on the leap forward. Did he go too far though? The shield coming out here to protect Save.
He's down.
She got 2. Oh, Chu, you just got way too greedy, my friend. Too excited.
And I actually like this move from GPK quite a bit. He forces the Axe out. He goes and steals his hard camp. The 2 creeps were very low. Now they're even doing a rotation onto Meloju as soon as he returns.
They've got so much magic damage, too, to help deal with this. They have enough click damage, though, is the question. He's going to bottle through, Chu making his own rotation, but there's not too much they can do other than possibly refill that bottle.
Nice. At least he's able to do that. A deep aggressive ward, too. GPK, he did, when he made that invasion play toward the hard camp, he puts a ward down, because he knows Meloju's going to have to utilize jungle at some point because he's getting smashed so hard in the mid lane right now.
I don't even think they have stacks going, though, for him right now, do they?
Don't. No, they've had no time to get those up and ready. Lanes are just all going quite problematic, at least up top in particular.
Meloju forced to just go off the side, and they're going a little bit for a deep dive here over after Shoshlo.
They're trying to keep their catapult away. They have triple range creep, too. They want to make sure Shoshlo's zoned away from getting any last hits up here. They're going to try to arrow the catapult, but Nightfall actually catches the arrow up top. You see he's standing still there. So they keep the catapult live even longer. And Nefrit forced to use the Stone Gaze from the first rotation of GPK.
That's scary, though. Oh, Nightfall creeping his way over here. Finds himself Meloju.
He has to dunk the creep.
Got Save right there, too. Look at this. That damage. Arrow comes in hot, but you know what? Save. Not still gonna be Nightfall who takes out Meloju, and they're gonna take some of these juicy stacks here.
And they're just watching him. And
Nefrit. Oh no, Nefrit. No mana left to speak of. You can see Kingslayer over here on the side. It's just a pincering movement over on Medusa because they know there's no Stone Gaze. So GPK finding a kill, and Sashlo actually teleporting in on this. That might be a huge mistake, but looks like VP, they're gonna be focused, they're gonna be disciplined, and they're just gonna go for the tower.
Can Extremum even push them off this tower? Nightfall being here is really problematic. Shoshlo does have max nuke, so if he hits 3 heroes with the creep wave, it will be pretty effective. See if he gets the connection.
Does he want to go anywhere near that?
He tries. Bottom.
Oh, the Doom was used over on Bane. Okay.
And the tower dies mid. Shoshlo, he'll be able to run away, but loses his entire mana pool. And
that feels so bad.
Moxie, it's looking like it might just be a stomping. VP already just completely taking advantage of everything. Axe and Shoshlo have no game. your two off laners in a way.
Yeah.
To be able to set up your Medusa for a good game are going to have a really slow start. And I'm already seeing these wards, these invasion plays from VP. They're starting to collapse on me. That's the second time Melojo has to just dunk a neutral camp to get some type of farm.
They're really just bodying him here. They've taken over a large portion of the map. And what's crazy about it is that, the middle tower has gone down, but they still have the other towers, but it doesn't feel like it. It feels like they've just closed the map so much that EXTREMUM can't do anything here. I mean, like, also, when you have a Doom in this bottom lane who just chases down, the position 5 and just dooms him, like, that they're feeling very, very comfortable. Look at the save. He's hunting.
They're just chasing. Like, they're just swinging from tower to tower. They know that they're playing versus such a greedy lineup. Like, this Medusa can never turn up to the fights. Axe has been smashed in his lane. Legion Commander as well has been smashed. They can't show up to defend any of these. And when you're playing with Medusa, you lose these early towers, especially that mid one. You have nowhere to farm. Like, Medusa right now trying to work on some stacks, but...
All I can think of is the... Oh. Do you see in the corner? It looked like he was almost starting to go for an attack here.
G got a courier, though.
But G is probably going to pay for this with his life because the rest of the team is indeed here. And they're hot on pursuit. You cannot escape GPK. Baron Sap buys you a little bit more time, but one little boop, and it's actually Kingslayer who gets the final hit.
All right, we got Axe Vanguard. And he's actually going to be the one who has to take the Ancients away, because his Medusa's not really at form to be able to farm them yet, so they have multiple heroes that do kind of just rely on going back to the jungle on EXTREMUM when they are under this pressures. VP, it's not going to slow down. Immediate smoke from bottom, swinging toward this Ancient side to get some vision.
Again, Safe is a predator, and is just glimpsing right back here where Kingslayer is. They're going to teleport out, but they have means of just canceling it out, and... It's a nice Vanguard. It's nice and shiny, but it's not going to do you any good.
No, not for all this magic. He gets a D ward. He does get that ward instantly, so some small levels of money, at least on his side. Sure. But VP just, look at this. Immediately, they're like, oh, I see a hero on the map. We're swinging toward top. We just want to kill everybody.
They just, it's a tornado, You get in their way, and they're just going to destroy you as they make their way over. Axe is not amused.
No, Axe this game the fourth slowest, and it's not even your offlane Axe. It's a mid Axe who you'd think would get a faster timing on it, if anything, but... No, not the case. Yeah, you can't cut waves, you can't do much of anything. And map is already quickly shrinking. Look at where Nefrit's farming. That says everything about this game. He has no safety in his own triangle, in his own jungle. Excellent ward coverage from VP. And Nefrit, he doesn't know where else to really go.
I mean, that seems like the safest place. It seems like, VP's not spending any time in their own jungle. They have to be careful, though, because they do have couriers going by, so they will spot him out. So I was gonna look at this immediately. Nefrit says, "Oh God! All right, I'm teleporting. I don't want to be here anymore. I know the gang squad is on its way."
Yeah, DM will just solo kill him. They'll just doom him, run him down with the scorched earth damage, and DM already has blink dagger. So this aggression, it's just gonna keep picking up in pace from VP. They're getting all these items delivered out. The third tower, very quickly gonna get brought down up top, and I mean, it's just an excellent game plan from VP as usual.
Look at the way they're sweeping here. G immediately throwing out the Nightmare. The arrow does connect, but Chu jumping in, and again, Nefrit is here. They're going to try to fight. They'll be able to go get a kill over onto Kingslayer. That is the Stone Gaze that they just used, though, and now it's going to be on cooldown.
They had to bring all 5 heroes to at least get some type of kill to relieve this pressure. But at least they do get 1 onto the board.
That would be much worse if they went and they committed that many things just to get absolutely nothing.
Yeah, it's still just a 5 position, though. Yeah. At least they can now get some breathing room to at least stack an Ancient camp, perhaps farm that one up for Melojo as well. So small gains, as that's what they kind of need to play around with this game.
Yeah, look at this. All of these camps that are getting stacked over on the side of EXTREMUM, but it feels like every time they go and try to farm them, there's always some sort of just invasion coming out from VP. VP's hasn't spent like hardly any time in their own jungle, I'm pretty sure.
They're just running. They're running at anybody they can see for a second. Nefrit shows under a ward for a second, too. Like, they want this Dusa. GPK is on top of him already, and he's doomed.
Yeah, that is going to be the Nefrit. There's absolutely no mana left. They've got the Stomp. They even go and use the Static Storm on top of that. And just like that, Sashlo can't do anything. He's just going to watch his Dusa die. He's going to try to juke around here. He's got the Moonlight Shadow. They do have the Sentry, but he's a little bit outside of it.
But the Moonlight's ending.
Oh, the Moonlight is ending, and so is Sashlo's life. Couple more hits. The body blocks here coming out from DM. They does make him work for it a little bit, but he will eventually fall to DM.
There's no room. There's just no space for this poor Medusa. Axe, thankfully, Melojo, he is getting a bit of space because of that, but his Medusa is just getting ran at. 4K advantage. Everything going VP's favor as Radiance, I believe, is already online for Epileptic Kid. It's coming out on the courier already. Oh my God, he is massive.
He is a big, scary man on a horse, and it's gonna burn you alive if you get anywhere near him.
Do you see the line that's drawn on the map?
Yes.
Like, look at that. That's just, he's just like, own this area of the map. You know what? Don't even care about top so much. Let's just own this whole bottom side. All this farm is ours, and I'm gonna accelerate so much faster than Medusa. That is such a fast radiance.
That is.
He beat Hector's time by quite a lot, I do think, too. That
I think. Well, I mean, when you look at you look at the way his laning went. I mean,
yeah.
And just the way that his team is playing, the fact that they were able to just shut down Melojewel so hard, and he hasn't had any pressure. Like normally, your mid laner is the one who's creating tempo. It's GPK. Look at Melojewel. He's trying to do anything he can here. Cold Snap coming into play. Get a couple of these impetus off it. You're gonna be able to go and drop the EMP. The stomp here from DM. He wants to be a part of this action. It's a whole family get together here on the side of VP as they take out X. And they're already making their next moves.
They have such good vision. Look, the ward, it spots Nefrit for just like 1 second. Immediately, they start TPing the support down to just hunt him. As Nefrit, he gets the snake off, and he's like, oh god, I don't want to be here anymore. I think they're making moves on me, and he's right. He does actually have to TP out.
It feels like he's playing around the ability of his teleports and his stone gaze right now. Like, do I have an out? Can I show up anywhere on this map where I can be a little bit, you know, everywhere feels risky at this point, right? But like, especially, you know, those are the two things he has to keep in mind. So two, unfortunately, walking right into save, riding right into GPK. Kingslayer's gonna get in on this action. They've got the glimpse right back over into the loving arms of GPK, who will use the tornado and just obliterate him.
Yeah, Choose actually got a mech at a very good timing for the Miranda this game, but it doesn't matter. Even if it's going to be this good timing, it doesn't contribute much into what the fights are looking like when VP's just running at them. They can't make moves. Can't make any moves. G just has to now fully sit behind Nefrit, and I feel like we're going to get to that point soon where almost all of them just have to sit behind.
Oh dear.
It's Medusa's.
Stomp, the call, and everything in the kitchen sink over on poor Melojewel, and they're going to be able to go and catch up G as well. So they get a nice stomp off. Let's try to go and purge it off, but it is just sort of delaying the inevitable over here on the side. Nefrit, he doesn't have any mana left. The glimpse back. They have the Moonlight Shadow, but it doesn't matter. He's taking a bath in the middle of the storm.
I wouldn't be surprised if they call this one soon, I'll be honest. Even though they have this Medusa, they have no space. He can't farm anywhere. He can't even go farm like a hard camp on his side of the map with the way that VP's just completely overrunning them.
The lanes just got so stomped for the side of EXTREMUM because, you know, they have these two heroes that were supposed to be, you know, moving around, making space with the Mirana, with the Bane. You know, you have that classic setup there. But because the lanes went so poorly, they can't do anything now. And so no breathing room for, you know, the heroes that are supposed to be tempo, and then there's no breathing room for the heroes to grow. And look at this. Kingslayer says, yeah, I'll just hold them into place over here. I'll let GPK show up. And over on the back lines, Doom getting a nice stomp off. Sashlo just getting chased down here by DM. Melojewel trying to run away, but they have that Spirit Vessel already online. Not quite enough damage, though, to quite take him down just yet. So they'll reset, but the Stone Gaze is down. And I don't think I've seen Sashlo be able to get any sort of a duel.
No, he's not even, that's not what his hero is even going to be used for this game. He's literally just to press the attack sitting behind his Medusa this game, and this is what happens when you get stuck in a position where you have these two offlaners in your game and neither of them have had a good game. You cannot do anything, and you are countered pretty hard because, you know, the whole Bane Mirana concept in the past used to be effective, but when they have all these lanes just go so poorly, they don't have any damage with these two combos.
Oh gee, I think he knows he's dead. He just wants to get the D ward off at the very least here. As he's running, they get the glimpse back into the kinetic field, and they also have this axe over here. Looks like the Legion is trying to hunt, but I don't think you really want to fight into that.
Nope. Can't even run in. And also, we do have to give credit is when you're playing ahead, when you are this far ahead and you're playing with Disruptor, the game feels much easier.
True.
The constant glimpse backs is always going to be coming into play because everyone's just running away from you always, as G is able to at least survive for a second.
All right. Well, got a very big Abaddon over here. My God. Sitting at 10K net worth at 17 minutes into the game. Just your classic core Abaddon stuff here, guys.
14-1. There's just no breathing room at all for the side of poor EXTREMUM. Look at those beautiful scores. 506, 302, 207, 201, and the one death, of course, on the poor Disruptor.
I'm scared about this, right? Because we have Melojewel. He's getting close to that Blink Dagger. He's going to have it very, very soon. But can he do anything with it?
They need to just combo. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. It's like a call with the Stone Gaze, catch VP off guard is one of the only ways for them to come back in this game. And even that is going to be, asking quite a lot. Because I don't think they even have damage if they do get those combinations of spells perfectly.
Oh god, and a double damage rune picked up here for GPK. They have to be careful over here. Melojoul teleports out just in the nick of time. Sashlo and G, though, do show themselves here in this bottom area of the river.
VP just
Look
swinging.
Look at the pincer.
Yeah, they're like, there's no one in there on their side of the map, so they're clearly farming our side of the map. Let's get them out of here.
They're TPing out as fast as possible. They do not want to have to deal with what VP is about to bring them.
So we nearly have that 20-minute mark too. So Legion Commander will be online to at least get that protection, which is kind of feels like the only reason they did draft her. Right. So that will be one counter to prevent perhaps like the EMP combo if he times it right. Get the press the attack onto the Medusa to dodge the mana burn. Will be at least something to protect her. But this really is starting to feel like Manta Radiant or Manta Rapier territory for Medusa if they even get to that point.
Extreme trying their best to hang in there. Can see Melojoul constantly just trying to find room. Same thing with Nefrit, though. They are trying to make these moves so that way they can go, they can hit creeps, do something. As you can see, they are rotating towards the top area.
They want to hit it, but they're so scared.
They're so
they stand behind the tower.
Though.
Yeah, he's got the blink. So
perhaps they can make something up. BKB finished off for DM as well.
Oh god.
Oh.
The only target that they may be able to catch with any of these combos is just going to turn Magic Immune. And look at how squishy this Medusa still is. 1,000 HP. Sure, you got 1,000 mana, but
that's going to go down the drain the second that GPK sees you.
Sure is.
So.
And GPK's also just still gone for Midas. He's just feeling very confident in this matchup. And when you do this build, you know, when you are Quas Wex, you want to always be able to get your level advantage too.
Right.
So Midas always super effective.
Look at how fast this tower's just melting,
the alacrity.
though.
Look at it go.
That Curse Furnace, all that fun stuff, and
I think they might actually challenge High Guard. Force them back to base. And, I mean, will they even be able to fight you at this point, too? With such an advantage on VP, I think they might just be able to force the issue here. EXTREMUM, they have to come back, though.
They got the Blink, they've got a BKB over on DM. It's so scary. Manta is completed, of course, for Nightfall, too. They will push out the fortification.
Force the heroes back to base. Nefrit is being smart, though. He's staying on the opposite side of the map, still trying to finish up. It looks like he's still going to he's actually going to go Ags instead of finishing up the Manta first. Super effective. Everyone still really loves this. Ags is pretty broken, for sure. And he has actually gotten some decent net worth now. But versus his counterpart, not quite. 5K behind that Abaddon still. Abaddon, sorry.
It's all right. Everybody says it a little differently.
Yeah.
I like when the Korean voices do it.
Which one's that one? Nefrit? He's okay.
He's out. Very close, though.
How's the Korean one?
Oh, look at the... They're hoping that they can catch anyone else in this area. The Korean one is like a very deep voice, like, Abaddon.
Oh,
it's really fun. I like listening to the different language packs that they have.
People get really frustrated when you pronounce things wrong. Visage, Abaddon.
That's why you just have to start saying everything improperly and just drive them all crazy.
Just add R's to the ends of Lunas.
Lunar. Yeah. Pronounce Navi wrong forever like that. Go into Nervy, Narvi. That's Navi, guys. I got it now. I practiced.
Chew?
Kingslayer sees himself a Chew. Does have the Guardian Greaves, though. Loses all 3 of those little hops, but... Well,
he's under a ward.
The glimpse right back again. Right into the Static Storm. Oh, GPK would love to add another kill here, although DM is going to just follow up and still going to go to GPK.
Cute little play there. The Greaves to dispel the Q from the Disruptor, but still can't actually get away as there's a ward to watch his only escape.
That seems such like a wild place to leave that, right? Is it just because they figure they're trying to get farm on? So
I think so. I think that's when they warded the whole enemy jungle, and they're like, they're not here, so they started warding their side of the map a little cleverly.
Oh man, she was definitely not expecting that at all, because there's not even an eye spot there anymore. All right. I always love fun little warding things like this as a support player.
You got to be clever with your wards right now. There's so many obvious spots that I think people are just utilizing always because they are, they have the eye placed on them, their high ground, etc. Got to be more clever. VP continuing to do so. Just dominating. 15-1, 9K advantage. EXTREMUM. They've got the Ags on the Medusa, so they at least have that one item, and they do have that shard, as we mentioned on the Legion from earlier.
Okay, this CDF is immediately the call, trying to get just enough damage. Glimpse back, though, and they do go in for the duel. They'll finally be able to get some duel damage online here for Sashlo, but look at this. The rest of the team, they're here. They're going to follow up. The call comes out, but Nightfall doesn't even care because he's got that Manta, and again, they'll be able to go use the Legion Commander, press the attack to get the axe out. Bit of the whip coming out, too, and Save is just chasing after them, trying to slow down. They have the Glimpse right back in again, though, here for Melojoul. He's going to try to go and drag over here onto Nightfall, but he doesn't, again, seem to care.
No, he does not. I'm surprised EXTREMUM actually ran up the hill after getting the kill on the Doom. I think that was a very ambitious play. Okay, they're going to try to catch someone off guard onto VP, but VP's still ready.
You have to know that they're all in position, though. I guess they figure with DM being down, Sashlo revealing himself on the wave. Nightfall. Okay, Nightmare gets tossed out here by G. Cold Snap, though, slowing him down, followed up with that Tornado. Melojewel jumping onto the back lines, but he's going to get caught in the Static Storm with the Disarm, and there's just too much damage. Now they're able to go and keep him alive thanks to that press the attack. Chu running now for his life. Nightfall looking to see who hits he can go and grab. Got a Sunstrike coming in hot, and that's a dead Chu. Whew. Look at Say. Do you see the way he's woo?
I mean,
they're
they're just cruising, honestly. They're all just having such a good time this game. It's 16-2. They're just trapping poor EXTREMUM inside their base.
No, that looked like it was potentially like that call on the back lines, maybe, you know, trying to make the fights a little less
but he missed.
Organized.
He didn't hit anybody with it. He actually completely whiffed on one of the few calls he's actually been able to try to set up, and don't think it would have mattered anyway. As Sashlo.
Oh dear, you are just too far out of position, my friend. Silenced up. There's not going to be any save for you this time around.
Shredded.
It's over on the bottom lane. Nefrit just getting blown up here, and now Melojewel. Oh, he's so slow with the Ice Wall. He has no Legion Commander to help him just purge it off, and they have the glimpse right back again into the arms of Nightfall. That is a dead axe.
This is so brutal. 2-19. This can't feel fun to play right now on the side of EXTREMUM at all. As VP, GPK yet to die, and it really feels like this is going to be it. He's going to tie that record. 6 games without dying.
DM just jumping onto the back lines. They're just going to tidily clean up G and focus down the tower.
And the Raxon, I think this is going to be a GG at any moment now from the side of EXTREMUM. VP looking as good as ever. No mercy this time either.
No, they did some things that were a little bit different this time around, but they definitely paid off. And they're just going to continue to push over here. They've got the Alacrity over here on Nightfall. He's just going to rip apart the tower. It's just so scary because they're so aggressive. The second that you show your face, DM usually just blink right on top of you. He has that War Stomp as well. You're just locked down. And Sashlo really kind of the... Melojewel.
They can't do anything. Nightfall is just like, okay, come at me. I still got 50 seconds on Aegis, and you probably can't even bring me down the once.
Yeah, look at that.
They're scared of him. They're terrified.
Melojewel timidly going up, poking him. Immediately, the follow-up. Go and use the press the attack, but he is stuck in the cage here as the follow-up. They've got the Sunstrike, GPK coming in hot again. And they just don't know what to do here. They throw out another arrow.
They don't have a creep wave. They're just continuing to hit it. The catapult in mid isn't actually with them. As more items being delivered, VP GPK now also has his Aghanim, so we've got Cataclysm online at this point already.
I just love how timidly they approach Nightfall here. Okay, another arrow will land.
They can't do anything to him. Aegis is going to be going down soon. Are they going to try to time it?
5, 4.
They don't even try. Full heal.
And then he's going to have his borrow time back up again, too. I don't know. All right. I'll take a little nap. He's been working really hard, you know. She just wanted to make sure that, he could rest for a moment. They just can't seem to land the combo either.
No, they just woke him up. I think Save enchanted a creep and attacked him to wake him up from the Bane sleep, so can't even connect, and it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Wouldn't matter. I don't know what you can do against him at this time.
There really is just no hope. This Medusa cannot carry this game, no matter how big she gets at this point. As Nightfall, he's got his halberd. He almost has an AC on top of Radiance, level 20 on top 2. This is a total beatdown right now.
Well, there's still a tier 2 up. Probably not for long.
Not for long. VP's like, all right, let's get some ward vision around here. If they try to defend this one, we'll kill absolutely all of them as we watch this Enchantress creep. Yeah! Wakes him up.
Gotta keep your creeps in line, guys.
Uh-oh. Oh, they're smoking. Okay, I mean, this is the last effort, right? This is the last try here for EXTREMUM of a fight. But Nightfall, he's like, okay, I'll show my face.
They don't even want him. Look at them. They just walk up. They're like, I don't want to touch him. You touch him. No, it's too scary.
He will kill all of us. Please, no.
I don't know what the point of the smoke is then. Like, other than hoping maybe they get a quick pick off on Disruptor?
It's hoping that VP makes a mistake and just split up somehow. But
okay, all right. We talked about the Disruptor, but the immediate follow-up here from GPK will keep him alive a little bit longer. Drops all of his spells. He's going in place with the Doom. Not going to be able to quite get it off fast enough. So they're going to chase after Melojewel here. And over on the back lines, though, they get the stomp off. They're going to just hold you into place. Arrow does get tossed out, but Safe deciding over it. And Zephyr does fall. Over on the other lines, a chase down over here onto G. And there's a nice call here, but he's just going to die, I believe, during this. Does manage to take down Save, though. The hunt is on.
GG.
Gosh, well, the G's get dropped. It is just too hard of a game for EXTREMUM. They put up a good fight, Fogged, but there's nothing that they could do at this point.
Did they put up a good fight, Fox? I don't think they could have done anything.